How's it? We are going to work on 3D lighting and we're going to use some ambient light, some spotlight to create a new uh, layer, new and light. Layer, new light. And let's start out with a spotlight. I like spotlight. Okay. And we're just going to call this spotlight, keep it simple. Okay. And you can choose the color that you want your spotlight to be. I mean, white is fine or a little bit off white. Again, you can choose. You can choose green, purple. It's up to you. Be creative. And now, if you notice, and I like to kind of zoom out, like maybe 50%, because then I can kind of see this dome of a light that's kind of shadowing. And you'll see the y-axis and the x-axis here that you can kind of move it around. Okay, you can even move the z-axis. Okay, forward and back. And what's cool about this light is you can animate this light. So you can pretend like, if the sun is like, um, if the sun is coming open and the stars or the planets are aligning, you can kind of change this. So you can just arrange it however you want. See how you can kind of like make it a spotlight, kind of like this. So I'm gonna actually start it here, and you can do it any way you want. I'm just randomly just doing it one way, okay? And I'm gonna go to the beginning, okay, right here. And in my spotlight, you have your lighting options, and here you can choose your intensity, your color, your cone angle, your feather. The feather is kind of important because it feathers it. I'll show you later, maybe. But let's just go ahead and hit transform, point of interest and position, okay, and then drag it out some, okay, and with the stopwatch. And then what we're going to do is kind of like peer it out, kind of like that. And you can change the z-axis and the y-axis. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see it a little bit better now. So if I play it, notice it kind of comes in here, okay? And you have to have the 3D layer on, okay? So you notice here, and the reason why the Z planet's not showing is because you have to have the 3D cube on, okay? So make sure you have those cube on. So now if you notice, it kind of zooms in, okay? And you can keep panning it out. It's up to you. You can choose what you want to do with the light. Just showing you how it works. Now let's say we want to fade this out. Okay, so at the end, after the dance and after the thing, you want to fade it out. We can insert an ambient light, and you can put as many lights as you want. So you can do one spotlight here, one spotlight here, zoom in, zoom out. And again, the feather. Okay, if you go to camera options, and you can go on to focal distance. You can change that. Depth of field if you want that, and zoom. Let's just leave it. So I'm going to insert one more light, layer, new, and light. Okay, and this I'm going to call a fade. Now with the fading light, I'm going to hit that one on top, and I'm going to drag, because I don't need it at the beginning. We just want to fade that light. And if you go ahead and change the lighting options, notice if I change it to like a blue, okay, everything is going to be kind of like bluish. You guys notice that? So if you want it all blue, you could have the whole thing blue. That's fine, okay? For me, I kind of like the color, how it was, so I'm just going to change it to more, maybe it turns a little bit bluish later on like this, okay? But then I'm going to fade to 0. So under transform, I'm going to hit, for my fade, you can hit point of interest and extend it out to where you want to. And you can kind of change, where that blue is, moves to. So you could have like, for example, light. You could have light moving across your panel, or a blue light kind of moving across the panel, and so on. So I'm going to have it like this. So this blue light's going to kind of come in and fade, okay? And then I'm going to make the intensity. If you look at your lighting options, you'll see intensity. I'm going to start it maybe a second at 0 and start the stopwatch, sorry, at 100. start the stopwatch, go to the end, and hit 0. Okay. And so now you'll notice that it was blue, okay, and then it kind of faded out. Okay, so you can choose, you know, the intensity that you want for your color and so on. And again, you can change your color easily. If it's too blue, you know, I can change a little bit that way. But yeah, that's just a little bit how lighting works. And again, feel free to come in here with your camera angles and change, you know, your X and Y, and really be creative in how you use creative lighting in your form.